We're going to take things a little bit slower today, and I want to bring you along with me through the week. Special thanks to Noom for not only mentoring and supporting me during today's video, but also sponsoring. Now, I know a lot of us have gone through some serious changes in 2020, and my family is no exception. We've had a complete change on how our kids do school. We have had some struggles with my husband's job as a paramedic. Things are so much more stressful now. And we recently decided to put our home up for sale. And you guys, it literally sold over the weekend. So now we're adjusting to a new place. Lots more we need to plan and figure out, and this new unfamiliar normal. I don't know about you, but 2020 in a lot of ways, it feels like a wash. So much has gone on, and there's so much I could say, but today I want to start fresh. And this week is all about starting new habits that I want to bring with me into 2021, the new year. I feel like once you can identify where you're at versus where you want to be, it can sometimes feel just overwhelming. It's almost like I'm stuck or caged. But really, if I can identify where I want to be and come up with a goal, then why not just try and head in that direction? So today I'm bringing you along with me in this week of starting new healthy habits. And since this whole move has been such a whirlwind, and I know for a lot of you guys it's going to come completely as a surprise, I wanted to share just some of the details surrounding our move, of course. And also I'm going to show you quite a few peeks of our new place. I filmed this entire video at our new place. And also just show you this process, this new normal that we're easing into. As I mentioned, I'm using Noom as a guide and a helper with not only the motivation, but the practical side of setting up these new routines and learning why I've fallen into the habits that I have and the psychology behind it. If you're unfamiliar with Noom, it's a health program and it's created by behavioral psychologists that help you make good habits so you can eat healthier, become more fit, lose weight, or basically whatever is your goal lifestyle. The program teaches you the why behind your habits, so you can change your mindset, and it really makes this a long-term shift. There are no extreme diets or off-limit foods, and honestly, I would say that this is the least stressful program that I've ever used. It's like being walked along this new path rather than being forced into this mold, if that makes sense. Each day, I was encouraged to spend between 5 and 10 minutes logging my weight, what I'm eating, and fill up these little water cups to track my daily water intake. It also connects to your phone or your Fitbit to track your steps, and you can also put in your exercise. What truly makes this program unique to me is the learning tools that you can open up each day, and specifically the daily lessons that teach you about nutrition, best practices, and how to make this a lifelong thing. Click the link down below to take Noom's free health evaluation and see for yourself. I also got paired with a coach, so right off the bat, I'm talking with a real person about my personal long-term goals, and then she helped me to set smaller ones for getting started. Shout out to my coach, Taylor. She has been great, and I think having a real person guiding you along, that's another thing that makes it different. Now we've been looking at my day one, and I really just wanted to focus on getting as much water in as I was comfortable with, getting those water cups filled up, and also keeping track of what I was eating through the day. My coach had recommended making it a goal of either tracking one specific meal every single day for the first week, or if I felt it was possible, I could track all of my meals for a week. The first day I actually told her, yeah, let's just do breakfast and lunch. But then after about day 3, I decided it was easy enough, and I was already recording all my meals without having to think too much about it. I was kind of excited to try it out and see if all the things I was eating were on there. You also have a barcode scanner, so that makes it easy. So I decided I would go ahead and track all my meals throughout the week. And let me tell you guys, I have learned so much about the way that I was eating. I didn't even realize how the lack of energy that I have throughout the day and that late night snacking how it was directly related to my intake during the days. But on day one, my focus was really just eating as normally as I would. Let's just track. Let's just see where we're at and get used to logging. If you guys have been around for a while, then you'd know part of our normal routine now involves chickens and our bunnies. So you guys see those just throughout videos and stuff, but fresh chicken eggs, we've got 10 now chickens, and they're all laying, which is so exciting. We're getting between about 6 and 10 eggs a day, which is the perfect amount for us. If you've been following me over on Instagram, I did a few stories over the past few months just talking about my parents' vacation place up in the mountains. And I mean, I've been coming up here since I was little. It was my grandma's house originally. Anyways, so a few months ago when everything was really shut down here locally, we were coming up here a lot. And I started to ask myself, what would it be like to live up here? My parents have a house in town that they use during the work week, and they usually come up here during the weekends. But what if we lived here full time? And what if we could build on the property and live really close to family, at least for part of the week, and have acreage for the kids to grow up on? I've always wanted that for our kids. Well, of course, we were right in the middle of all these home improvement projects at that point. You guys have been seeing those over the past, so many weeks, everything we've been working on. But that was the time when the seed was planted. Like, what if we made a change? Could we afford it? What would our house be worth now that it's almost all fixed up? Long story short, we decided to get in touch with a local realtor and finish the house up all the way and try to sell it basically for as much as we could so that we could save for a future build. So we listed the house, it was on a Thursday afternoon, and by the end of that day, we had 3 offers. One was for full price and the other 2 were over our asking, which was insane. I was worried that it wouldn't even sell for what we were hoping for. So we took the weekend to decide. There was even more offers that came in, but nonetheless, it sold and we moved up here. Of course, right now we're living in my parents' place here, and it's pretty cramped to add 6 people here full time, but the future plan is to build on a home of our own once the snow clears in the spring. So we've got all kinds of planning to do and lots to figure out. And I'll definitely keep updating you guys more as more things come along. I cannot wait to share this whole thing with you. On day 4, I kind of had a work at home, in your robe, sleep in kind of a day. I don't get too many of those opportunities with the kids, but just being able to get up before they do and have a nice cup of coffee and water my plants in peace and, just make my coffee how I want while I can still think clearly, it's just such a splurge for me. Again, something that I normally have in the morning is my coffee, a couple tablespoons of maple syrup, and a little almond milk. That makes just a quiet morning so much more enjoyable for me. And a little bit of whipped cream, sitting by the fire. It's just so nice. So as the kids wake up and they're starting with school, and we've got a really good learning app for them that they can do a little bit self-paced to get going in the morning. It's so nice. So it was good to just get kind of this enjoyable start to the morning and read some of this nutrition insight and learn more about the psychology. Actually, what I was learning on this particular day was about stress. So it was cracking me up because the way that things are written, like the voice and tone, are just so funny, and I relate to that so well, especially when they're talking about things that are kind of heavy, like stress and anxiety, and trying to give us tools to help cope. I think we could all use some of these techniques in our back pocket. And on this day in particular, I was practicing 3 different breathing exercises throughout the day. The one that I liked most, though, it was called an emptying breath. And it's where you inhale to the count of 3, and then you exhale slowly to the count of 6. You're focusing on releasing as much air as possible, but the emptying breath is a strategy to help activate your parasympathetic nervous system and calm down your sympathetic nervous system. They basically say it tells your insides to calm down. So it's like a conscious choice that will cause your heart rate to lower and your anxiety to lessen. And I felt that right away. So if you're feeling tense right now at all, then give it a try along with me. So we'll do it together. So it's an inhale for 1, 2, 3, and then exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can do that like 4 times in a row, and it really works. So rewind the video as much as you need to. It definitely works, and it's amazing how something as simple as choosing to breathe a certain way can have an immediate effect on how we're doing. Well, as you guys have been able to see through this week, by day 7, here I am back on my stretching routine. I decided, even though I didn't have anyone pushing me, like my coach wasn't even saying to get started back to working out yet, but I thought, why don't I just get into my workout clothes? Let's just take care of my body, and I'll just see what I can do on the elliptical. Let's just see. I really feel like these small little things, they add up to some bigger things. And being able to work on these new habits, like for me, I want to enter 2021 drinking more water, getting enough sleep. I want to be eating healthy, not mindlessly, and knowing what I'm eating really helps with that. I also want to learn more about how I can shape my habits with my mind and how I can tackle anxiety and stress just head on and be able to control that and not feel helpless with those sort of issues. Also, this exercising 2 to 3 times a week, this is probably the biggest goal that I am working at. It's going to be good for my mental health, and I'm excited to get even more muscle tone and just be feeling great into this new year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you're also excited to come along with us on this new journey. Of course, I've got a few more videos that you'll see coming up that I filmed in our old place, and also a house tour that I just uploaded recently, so don't miss that one. But if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and if you'd like to learn more about your habits and starting new routines, then click the link in the description to take the free health evaluation with Noom. Have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you next week.